When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com.
And now, it's time.
And welcome everybody to Friday morning. Let's bring on Periscope and Facebook Live. How's everybody doing? We'll see if Facebook lets us stay on. Hey Brandon, hey Chessie, how's everybody? Alan, good to see you. Need to change the video out. Looks like we may have some problems with YouTube today. Good morning, Noel. How are you, Harper? Hello, good to see you. Good to see everybody. It is Open Option Friday. Hey, Cully, didn't get job offer, but have another interview. Good, Brandon. If you didn't get that job, it wasn't the right job for you. So, hey, Carmen, how are you? Jerry, hello. As you're coming in, I'm going to quickly just read what I read yesterday because I think it's so important. Going to read it again. It's 2 Timothy 3. Let me get this fan out of your face there. I can see the reflection. Hey, Dee, how are you? Okay, but know this, that in the last days, perilous times will come, for men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self-control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having form of godliness but denying its power, and from such people turn away. For all this sort are those who creep into households and make captives of gullible women, loaded down with sins, led away by various lusts, always learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Now as Janus and Jambus resisted Moses, excuse me, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds disapproved concerning the faith, but they will progress no further, for their folly will be manifest to all, as theirs also was. So, amen, amen. Hey, Georgia, good to see you. Hey, Jules, good morning. People always ask, how did we get to where we are? And 2 Timothy 3 is a really good thing to read in order to figure out why we got where we are. Good Padres Friday, everyone. Patrick, good morning. How are you? Zippity-doo-dah, how are you? It's a zippity-doo-dah day. Hey, Shannon, how are you? So, it's an Open Option Friday. You guys can pick a topic. Why don't you, hey, Tease, how are you? Hello, my fellow lovers of freedom. Absolutely, Shannon. Why don't you, if you want to pick a topic, if not, I'll just kind of start talking about stuff. Anybody want to, anything in particular that you want to talk about? Did anybody watch yesterday? Gracie, okay. Another Gracie update. All right. So, Gracie has, she has issues. She has many issues. We're trying to work through them. Occasionally, I think her biggest issue right now is how to protect Trump, Molly said. I will get that. Molly, remind me of that in just a minute. When she gets in the car especially, she gets very anxious and she goes after her tail. She went after her tail yesterday. She bit it. And I've called the vet. I want to talk to him about a little bit of anxiety medication for just a little while to take the edge off. She's better today, so I don't know if I'm going to need it. Don't know if I'll use it if I get it. But I kind of want to have it there as an option just in case. She gets extremely anxious. My guess is she was either abused in a car or in confined spaces, so that she gets a little bit over the top. And I want to try to get her down from that naturally, but if I can't, You saw the Thunder Jacket on Fox. There you go. Yeah, Cully. It worked really great that first day. I mean, it was like a miracle. It really was. And then it started to lose a little bit of its effect. Hey, Lee, I don't know if it's that we were told, to leave it on, and we would leave it on, take it off for about an hour or something like that. I don't know if that was it or what, but I may use it again just to see how it works. Hey, Barbara. But when it gets really hot, it's hard to have that on outside. But anyway, keep praying for Gracie, if you will, that her anxiety levels will continue to go down. Because again, right now, I think that's her biggest problem. And she re-injures her tail. We had the cone on her head. We literally had to just take it off. She was starting to develop a rash. Yes, watch 2 hours of congressional hearings. Those hearings yesterday, what my takeaway and what I got on all that was that Rod Rosenstein is very smug. Rod Rosenstein thinks that he is kind of above the fray and he doesn't really have to answer to anyone, and he knows more than you do. Did you get that feeling yesterday from him? Rod lied, Chessie said. Above the law, Cindy said. Yeah. I get the feeling that he's been doing this for so long. Smirking is very telling. Yes, definitely. He's another liar, thief, and crook. Barbara said. Yes, smirking, Jerry said. He absolutely was. Hey, Dixie Doodles. He absolutely was. Just had a smirk on his face the whole time. Rod is an enemy of the American people, Shannon said. Yeah, I was just very uncomfortable with him. And when the Republicans were out voting, he was over there kind of schmoozing it up with the Democrats. And I think in order to, if you want to really be neutral, reminds me of Obama press secretary, Shonda said. Yeah, in some ways, he really does. And I think, like I was going to say, when the Republicans are out of the room, don't go schmoozing over to the Democrats. Join the dark side, I guess, Brandon said. Stay away. If you want to remain neutral, appear that you're not on either side. Jerry said he thinks he's infallible. Then don't go over and talk to one group while the other group is out. I didn't like how he thought it was funny. I know, Chessie, me either. But I think he should have remained in his seat. He should have gone out of the room. He should have done whatever. You don't go, talking to the other side. I didn't see Jim Jordan talk. I heard about what Jim Jordan said and telling Rod that he was withholding nothing neutral about Rod Rosenstein or his wife. Well, especially his wife, Molly, and Rod too. But yes, his wife, who represents, I believe, Hillary and did at one time, or at least the Clinton Foundation. There's some ties there. They all know each other. They're all in bed together. That's the problem. They're all in bed together. And I know Trey Gowdy said, let's just finish it the hell up. Well, they're not going to finish it the hell up. Their intentions are to keep it going. Hey, Karen, good to see you. He said he wasn't an angry Democrat, but yeah, I know. Conflict of interest much. Exactly, Cindy. But he's going to keep it going. There's no reason to stop it. Let's let it go through 2018, and they hopefully want to bring it into 2020. They have no intentions of letting this go. They want to destroy Trump. Exactly, Molly. That's exactly what they want to do. This is why even more, bed and hell together, it's true. All Democrats are angry. This is the reason why you have to go out and vote, and you have to go out and vote for a Republican. How long did Gowdy's Benghazi investigation last? I believe twice as long as Mueller's so far. And we didn't really get anywhere with Benghazi. And under a President Obama, there was no chance of getting anywhere with Benghazi. I mean, and also you have the truth laying out on the table for everybody to see. And what do? They deny the truth. They don't understand the truth on the left. They don't understand it. They don't get it. They see things differently. They're never going to get it, and they're never going to admit that they've done anything wrong. They were mad about investigation on Clinton during the election, so they're going to do it to Trump, Brandon said. So maybe special counsel do not work. Well, they do, Barbara, but, you can't keep expanding the scope. I mean, look at how far we are away from Russian collusion, Russian, obstruction with the election. If you want to know who obstructed the election, look at the Democrat Party. The leftists, the elitists, the globalists, that's who obstructed the election. It wasn't the Russians. I mean, yes, the Russians may be doing what they normally do, which is probably looking into a lot of different countries and trying to do some things, but nobody was influenced by the Russians in this election. Truth is an obstacle to the left, exactly. How would they handle the president's demand for the documents? God is dragging this into the light. Exactly, Cindy. Wait, the House and Senate were Republican majority during Benghazi. I stopped watching and listening to the news, came to Periscope. Many broadcasters are, Crack said, elitists like President Trump, globalists like President Trump. No, sweetheart, you're in the wrong scope, and you're definitely wrong. Good morning, Junior. How are you? Libtards and lefties. How about Michael Moore telling people to sacrifice their bodies to stop Trump? Violet left. Well, Shannon, it looks like he's sacrificed his body for many years, so he's probably an expert at sacrificing his body. What I wanted to know and put out on Twitter, God bless you too, Junior, was that with Michael Moore, when is he going to realize that he is not relevant as an activist? We'll send him on out. Exactly. Have you talked about the shooting yesterday? No, I haven't, Brandon. That guy yesterday from the shooting, from what looks like and what I've been reading, this guy was he had a vendetta. He was somebody supposedly in, like, I think in 2011, he started harassing this woman from high school, so much so that she told the police, this is from the reports, allegedly, she had told the police that this guy is going to be the next mass shooter, told him that, I guess, 5 years ago. So he had a criminal harassment lawsuit, lost that. The paper, the Capital Gazette, printed that information about the criminal harassment lawsuit. He got mad, sued for defamation. I mean, you're suing for defamation on what's in public record, which was crazy. I think he represented himself. He lost that, and the paper won. Yeah, the paper article triggered him. It sounds like a lot of things triggered him. It's Trump's fault he was mad back in 2011. Exactly, Jules. And so there's also been a lot of things. Hey, Robin, good to see you. A lot of things that he put on social media in regards to his feelings towards the Capital Gazette. And I guess people just kind of ignored it, probably thought he would just go away. And I guess the guy just decided yesterday to go in there, kill 5 people, 5 innocent people, and, you know, ended up hiding under some desk somewhere. Hey, Gary, good morning. So he's got a lot of issues. Police and FBI fail us again. Is cracking the sidewalk, and they think we should get up to the right to protect ourselves. Give up the right to protect ourselves. That's right. He threatened many people on Twitter, hope that they would die. I mean, obviously, Jerry, he's got some issues. Kim, thanks, Kim. Kim in Oregon. So, yeah, he's got major issues. But the first thing, what did we do before we even knew what was going on? Yeah, media caller Jared Ramos, a white guy. I don't think he's a white guy, but he could be. Very disturbed individual, but not so disturbed, Shannon, that he doesn't understand what he's doing. I feel that he does from what I've read. What makes me mad is the signs are always there. Exactly, Barbara. You ever notice that all these coward shooters never brave enough to shoot it out with the cops? Exactly, Junior. The journalist who wrote the article didn't work at the Gazette anymore, but he hated the organization. Yeah, exactly. And immediately, what do? The media, mainstream media comes out. Oh, because of President Trump hating the media, look at what he caused. No, he didn't cause that. And you didn't cause this. This was a guy who just was has some issues. Maryland is a gun-free zone. That's right. That's right, original. Yep, absolutely. But the mainstream media needs to take responsibility for what they do and stop blaming it on everybody else. He was over the edge of insanity, of sanity, Jerry said. Again, I don't want to call him insane or anything like that. I think he knew what he was doing when he went in there based on reports. People were crazy before Trump and will remain that way. I know, Shannon. You mean like Maxine Waters? Is that who you're talking about specifically? Just saying. Mike Travel Scoper yesterday said the shooting was Milo's fault. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. Yeah, Milo's fault. Give me a break. Kim, how did he arrive at that decision, that logic? Unbelievable. Hey, Robert, good to see you. I saw that too. Good Lord, please. Called me Shannon twice. I'm sorry, Brandon. I'm sorry. Hey, Amber, good to see you. It's all Trump's fault. Yeah, I know, original. It always is. Don't bring up crazy Maxine. It's too early, Susan. I know, Junior. I've heard it blamed on Milo, on Trump, on Maxine Waters, too. Thanks for the flowers, Robert. Brandon, sorry for calling you Shannon twice. I have no idea. It's Friday. And the journalists need protection now that Trump went after the press. Yeah, come on. Maxine Waters, I don't know if you heard, she had to cancel an Alabama and Texas events this weekend, according to her, that she got a very serious death threat. Now, it could be true, what she's saying. It could also be that nobody shows up like usual, so they canceled it. Another special class of victims. Exactly, Kim. Absolutely. So I don't know with Maxine, she also could be doing this because, again, what is she doing? She's blaming it on Trump. Sorry, I quit listening to Milo long ago. Yeah, I did too, Barbara, but I don't blame Milo for stuff. Either way, I don't believe her. I don't either, Cully. What did she had like 10 people that showed up to some, the pre-primary town hall that she had? Maxine scares herself, Original said, yep. Oh, sure, death threat. She didn't have enough attendees. I think so too, Alan. I mean, literally, she had 10 people show up to a rally she had before the primary. I think crazy Maxine is afraid Trump supporters will yell at her and give her a dose of her own medicine. Yeah, maybe they'll reclaim their time. She would get on every news network showing the evidence if it were true. Exactly, Amber. Yeah, she just doesn't... Gary said Maxine Waters asked her followers to act up. Well, all 10 of them, Gary? Yeah, and that's the thing. Even Obama, he didn't come out and advocate for any ill will, like a violence. But he came out yesterday telling the Democrats, quit whining, quit worrying about it, get up there and do something, So what does do something mean? Again, he did not advocate violence. I'm not saying that. Maxine's bubble popped and now she's a shut-in. Original said, she's afraid Laura Loomer will be there. I know, that's so funny. Cully, that was great. Milo said it was private. PM, he was kidding, but Beast and Observer put it on Twitter. And Jerry, Milo needs to watch what he does. Hey, Ann, when need Maxine to keep showing up, her true agenda, keep it up. Exactly, Brandon. I think with Milo, because he is a celebrity and he's a public figure, he needs to be careful what he does and who he says things to. I would never have PM that. Nope, Jerry. If you're a fan of Maxine in my town in Texas, you'd better keep it a secret. I don't think there are any there, Dixie. Obama was the biggest baby and whiner ever. Yes, and Kim, and he still is. Didn't advocate violence in public. You know that man hates patriots. Oh, Alan, he hates the United States. Why give enemy any ammo? Yeah, Maxine is just going to hide. That's all that's going to happen with her. Anne, how's England? It's funny because yesterday, too, we were talking about Maxine Waters, and I was talking about Omar Navarro. Jules is back. And I was being truthful when I spoke about Omar Navarro. Gary said Maxine Waters should see the inside of a jail. I love when Maxine speaks. It's self-destructing. It is, Brandon. It really is, except to her base. But anyway, I was talking about Omar Navarro, and I was being truthful, saying that in the primaries, he was really far away from where Maxine Waters ended up, because her supporters have just, followed along blindly for years. And I said that, Omar has an uphill battle, and he does. It's the truth. So after I got off, somebody on Twitter, who was supposedly a GOP person, said, please stop talking about Omar Navarro and saying those things about him. Don't be a Democrat. And here's what I had to say. First of all, I said, I don't like the way that you've approached me. If you got something to say, you want to talk it over, let's do that. But don't come at me that way. And also, I'm going to tell you the truth. It's like those people in California who didn't want to admit that Travis Allen could not win. So, hey, Renee. So I'm going to tell you the truth. You don't have to believe what I'm saying. You don't have to accept what I'm saying, follow it, or anything else. But I'm going to tell you what I think. Crazy Maxine, Lion Comey, Barry Obama, and Crooked Hillary are the best that the Democrats have. I know, it's such a shame, Junior. And I think, hey, Renee, I think that I saw that Joe Biden was kind of the leading guy to be a candidate for president in 2020. If Joe Biden is the best you can do, good Lord. That's all I have to say. Good Lord. But again, do I want Maxine Waters to win? No. If Omar Navarro wins, great. What they came at you for saying how hard it will be for Omar? Yes. They didn't want me to say that, Barbara, because they didn't want me to say anything that might sound negative against Omar. I'm sorry if the truth happens to be negative in their opinion. The young socialists will take over the imploded DNC. I think so, Original. Well, Omar knows that. Exactly, Barbara. If he doesn't know that, then he shouldn't be running for her seat. Joe Biden touching children will not be the norm. Well, I think it will be the norm, don't you think, though, Kim? I mean, seriously. Nobody seemed to object on the Democrat side to Joe when he was kind of hands all over the kids. And the, yeah, so I was going to say, frightening. You go back and you look at the video, and when you slow it down, and you can see where he placed his hands on children. I wish they'd put O'Biden on the stump. I know, Alan, that would be good. Creepy Joe, Brandon, absolutely. I mean, seriously, when I was growing up, people like that, who had their hands all over children, they were considered perverts. Not saying he is. I'm just saying when I was growing up and you put your hands in those places on the chest and down the, wherever, the back and all that, that was perversion. Have followed Omar since the first hello. He has had a lot to learn. Exactly, Barbara, and he has learned a lot. We called them dirty old men. Yes, Jerry. I had I think I've told you about this. I had a tap teacher. I was taking tap dance at the time. I was a little kid. Every time that we would start to get undressed, the man who owned the place would come in to our dressing room as like unannounced, and then he would had a habit of putting his hand down the back of your leotard. Just saying, something strange about that. He seems on track, but still knows the score. He lives there. Yes, that's right. Saying I'm so... I don't even want to repeat that, Kim. Yeah, very sick, Brandon. Biden is everything that the left tried to say is about Trump. Yeah. I'll call him a pervert. He's disgusting. Okay, Robin. Robin did that for me. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Jules said. So, yeah, and again, they want to run this guy for president. Are you kidding me? Hey, Max, how are you? Is Joe Biden the best the Democrats have? Why waste our time with an election? No chance of winning. And that's good, Junior. Let him run him. Biden said that to a child. Oh, dear God, Kim. Ugh. My God. I don't even want to think about that. That's so disgusting. Maybe Michelle Obama will run. Barack is calling on Dems to act. Ugh. I don't know, Dixie. Gosh, that would just be awful. 2020 commercial ads should be interesting. Yeah, Brandon, I've already seen some commercial ads that show the Democrats for who they really are. He did sick man. That is sick, Kim. If he did that, that's sick. 2020, okay, that's bought. Skinny dipping Biden. Ugh. I'm great, Max. Thank you for asking. Yeah, that's too sick and perverted. I don't even know. We also have, after that shooting yesterday, that new candidate, Alexandria, I'm just going to say Cortez. I can't pronounce her name. Ascalia Cortez came out and said, made fake news herself, which is, surprise, surprise, not. That there are 195 mass shootings so far this year. She was so far wrong, so far off base, that Mother Jones, the most left-leaning rag that there is, came out and said that's false. I know, Renee, it is. And Mother Jones even said it. That's how you know that you are so far off base. She will lose bigly. She is fake news. I hope so, Jules. Hey, Danielle, how are you? We can hope for them to run Biden. I know, Dixie. Jeff Sessions slapped Biden's hand when he tried to touch his granddaughter. Kim, I looked at that film over and over again. That isn't what happened. It looks like it, but if you really look closely, that's not what happened. Scraping the barrel, yes, Brandon. Commie Q, that is true if Mother Jones calls her out. I know, Barbara. That's when you know that you've lost it and you have no credibility. If Mother Jones has to come and correct what you said, then you have to leave. Kim, I looked at it. It was basically like flipping her hair or something like that. I can't remember now, but I looked at it over and over again. Hey, pray for me and my dog. I have to take one to the vet right now. Oh, Chezzy, I pray for you and your dog. I hope they run Biden. Yes. What did I miss? Go back and look at it again and look at it in slow motion, and you'll see Biden. He wasn't doing that. The little girl's reaction said it all, though. Yeah. Well, I looked at it and say it is maybe he was, but wanted it to not look so obvious. Barbara, I felt comfortable looking at it that's not what it was, because I looked at it so many times to make sure. But I mean, anybody can have their own opinion. It's fine. I hope Hillary runs. Gary, I don't think that she will. Have you discussed Maxine's crying over the death threats? Yeah, Renee, we talked about that. Basically, I think, and most people think, that it's not really a death threat, is that she knew nobody was going to show up, so she decided. Whisper TR? What's that? Did you start to write something? Oh, Gary, I hope she retires. Yeah. No, I only watched a couple times, and it was iffy either way. Yeah. I think, Barbara, there are so many other times where he actually had his hands, what appeared to be on the breast of a young child, that was enough for me. I don't need to see any more. That was enough for me. And the women that he was kind of, putting hands all over. So, started to type something for Biden, whispering in kids' ears. Yeah, that's so disgusting, Brandon. Maxine just cares about the children so much she loses her mind on occasion, Original said. Oh, yes, many times he is way too touchy. Barbara said Biden is disgusting, Renee said. I hope Creepy Joe and Crazy Maxine are the Democrats' presidential ticket. I don't think Maxine is going to run for the president. She could, but I doubt it. Trump is live talking about tax cuts. Yeah. Which we've done. Poor Mad Max. Yeah. I think that Nancy Pelosi should be really worried about her seat. Driving to the vet now. Chessie, I hope everything works out all right for you. Even a lizard has a mind. I like that. Original. You're telling Kim even a lizard has a mind. Just because you have a mind doesn't mean you're using it or that it works, but you do have it. You got to have a brain, right? It's got to be there in order for you to be alive. Doesn't mean you're using it properly or at all. Nancy, what a goblin. Yes, Brandon. Maxine Waters for president. That would be something to see. That would be great. Biden has a new show on Netflix, The Child Whisperer. Yeah, did you see that and I don't know the show because I didn't even want to look at it, on Netflix, that they're being accused of it being so close to child pornography? I don't remember the title of it, but people have, hey Teresa, people have started complaining because it appears too much to be child pornography. She should be worried about her party, Dixie said. Renee said it is child porn. No Netflix, exactly, Kim. It wouldn't surprise me, on that. Didn't hear about that one. Yeah, it's out. You can Google it, Original. You'll see it. Hey, James. Yes, I read about the movie. Nancy Pelosi should start packing her boxes from the leader's office. Democrats are tired of losing. How sick. Geez, yeah, I know. Very sick. Hey, Jules. No Hollywood, yeah. Yeah, I try to avoid Hollywood as much as possible. But I even noticed on the HGTV and stuff like that, they're starting to spread the left's message over into that arena too. Take care, guys. Have a meeting. Okay, Shannon, you take care. God bless you. I meant Pelosi. You said she's worried about her seat. Yes. What movie? Teresa, I don't know that it's a movie or a series. I can't remember. It's something that's coming out on Netflix that they feel that it's very much, very close to child pornography. I don't know. I didn't look. I didn't go check. I didn't look at the title. I just saw that. I don't really watch that. So don't forget to like and share. Yes, please don't forget to like and share. We're about at the halfway point. If you guys wouldn't mind retweeting this right now, that'd be great. Yeah, they do have a sick agenda, Original, and I think now that they have the Obamas on board with them, who knows what we'll see. We have a made-up book by Obama about his life and all these supposed people. Twitter has info, search for Netflix. Must go to work. Thanks for the information. Thanks, Kim. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you come back. We're here every day except Wednesday at 11 Eastern. No Hollywood, no Starbucks, no NFL. So the list of junk in my life is getting gone. I know, Barbara. Doesn't it feel good? Ciao for now. Thanks, Kim. Yeah, I mean, seriously, all of those places like that, I don't frequent them. I don't go there. I haven't gone to Starbucks in years. Increasing disinformation galore. Exactly. And as this Supreme Court justice pick gets closer, that's what I thought Susan Rice and Obama Netflix taking down morals even more. Exactly, Jerry. As we get closer to the Supreme Court, pick, you're going to see people coming out talking about, you can't let this president, this kind of illegitimate president in their minds, pick a Supreme Court justice. You're also going to hear, more crazy, a lot more crazy. You're going to hear them talk about Roe versus Wade over and over and over. Dems will try to stall and hope to gain seats before the vote. Yes. Yep. Yes, Brandon, they will, and that's certainly what they're hoping to do. But they're going to be, that Roe versus Wade is going to be their new battle cry. They're going to, try to impose the Biden rule, which we talked about yesterday. Even Joe Biden said there's no such thing as a Biden rule. And even if there is a Biden rule, it's a requirement that anybody has to follow at all. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. And the Biden rule was only used during the presidential election. Let's see. Trump may nominate a person for the Dems to not confirm, and his second is the one he wants. Original said, we pray all Republicans stand together to have enough votes, Jules said. Second Amendment will be brought up. Yeah, it will be brought up, but they're going to be, the Roe versus Wade is the big thing, and also, of course, the border and getting rid of ICE. That's going to be the second thing, is getting rid of ICE. That seems to be their little, let's get together on those two things right now. Roe versus Wade and getting rid of ICE. That, to them, that's like the most important topics that they need to talk about. I guess the Women's March yesterday, all these women and men, I suppose, wrapped themselves in foil blankets, which, by the way, the Trump administration is not giving to the little children. The little children are being given beds and blankets and pillows and sheets, and unlike what Obama did. Yes, Gillibrand has called for the elimination of ICE, and so has the new Asolio, or whatever her name is, Cortez. Yes, immigration has been kicked down the road too many times, finally boiling over, Brandon said. Liberals put some ice on that. Yeah. We're not getting rid of ICE. Baked potato rally. I know, that's so funny. And a couple of Democrats, at least, I know, were arrested during that rally. I'm not sure what happened. Somebody was saying there was, I don't know. I don't know why they were arrested. I don't know if they didn't have a permit and they just went out and got in the street. But I know I read that Blumenthal was one of them. And I know some other Democrats like Warren showed up, 600 arrested. Well, Cully, was that because they didn't have a permit? And I'm still waiting for Obama's hope and change. Well, no, Junior already happened. He tried to change America into something you didn't recognize. You should start a safe space, a cry closet company. I know, Brandon. That would be so good. That foil protest was ridiculous. But, Dixie, anything that was put on by Linda Sarsour, is going to be over the top ridiculous. Yes, and Linda Sarsour was in the march too. Yeah, it was basically her idea, I think, Danielle. She's on the board of any women's march. And you get the people going out there. Hey, Elliot, going out there and participating in it, each and every time to show how far off the rack they are, or the rails. Sarsour is evil. Yes, Jules. Trump actually started hope and change. Thank God. The sour sewer, Jerry said. Obama hoped to divide America and change the country forever. Brandon, and he did I have to say, he did a horrible job as a president of the United States. He did a great job in dividing the country and changing the country into something we've never seen. She's on a terrorist watch list, I've heard, Barbara said. She should be if she's not. The poor police were picking it up. Just disgraceful, Dixie said. Unbelievable. How do people get so blind that they can't see the Sarsour agenda? 2 Timothy 3, Renee. True, hope and change ended up being rope and change, Jules said. Yep. Race division under Obama set us back in time. Set us back so far, Brandon. So far. But yes, 2 Timothy 3. If you haven't read it, go read it. Obama gets AAA rating on destroying a USA. Yes, absolutely. He absolutely did. If nothing else, his legacy is that he came so close to destroying America, it was scary. I read that yesterday and again this morning. Renee, I read it again this morning too. It was so important that I thought reading it 2 days in a row was a necessity. That verse encompasses America today. It really, really does, Brandon. Well, let's see. His job was to start it, and then Clinton was to finish it with Soros and have this done in 8 years. You're exactly right, Barbara. It would have been worse if Crooked Hillary had won. Yes, Junior. True, Susan, I agree with it on 2 Timothy 3. But in record time, President Trump is reversing it all. Jerry, he is going really fast to do that, yes. And again, another reason, if you don't get out and vote, and if you don't get out and vote Republican, we may lose that opportunity. If you get the majority taken away from us in the House and the Senate, although we can't get our jobs done that we should be having the majority, but if you take it, give it to the Democrats, this presidency is basically pretty much over. Obama had help in ruining our republic, his wife, and other people, Brent. I think if Hillary had won, we would never have known what hit us. That's right. Flynn is due in court today, Renee said. You could be a speed reader as fast as you read all the comments. I know, and sometimes I like to scroll back now, as I can do that a little bit. Sarsour means cockroach in Arabic, Gary said, and he said true story. Go vote and take those who don't drive to the polls too. Yep. Yep, we must vote absolutely. Hey, Pamela, how are you? Yeah, that's what Gary said. He looked it up. He said it means cockroach. You know, God's just like pointing out who the evil people are, right? I mean, he's giving us the names. We just have to do a little research, and we can find it. Did you hear that Roger Stone has been subpoenaed? Wouldn't surprise me, Danielle. God has a sense of humor. I know, Brandon, he really does. He really, really does. Yeah, they're trying to make something out of nothing, just like they're trying to do everything. I think the Rod Rosenstein, the DOJ, I think they've gotten until, next week or something like that to get the remaining documents. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I saw children with those women wonder if they got separated from kids. Yeah. Yes, old news on Stone. Yep, big plate of nothing burgers. As usual, Brandon, as usual. Absolutely nothing. Omar Navarro replacing Maxine. I had a dream. Well, Jules, let's hope so. Have a great weekend, Susan and the crew. God bless everyone. See you guys next week. Thank you, Junior. You have a great day and a great weekend as well. Next week, don't forget, 4th of July. Can you believe it? We're coming into July. This is crazy. You know, when somebody was saying with this, did you see Jim Jordan on Rosenstein yesterday? It was awesome. Yeah, I didn't see it. I heard about it. Did Kamala get arrested? I don't know. I hope so, Barbara. We can only hope, but I don't think so. Omar needs to win over the minorities in the district in order to win. He does. Absolutely does. Oh, July 3rd is the Awan trial, Jerry said. Hey, Marlene, good to see you. I think President Trump, he's got to continue doing what God's will is and God's plan is for him. If he doesn't, I could see things changing. As for Jim Jordan, Dems tried to shut Jordan down. You have to go watch it. Also, I didn't like the fact that Goodlatte came out later and apologized for what Jim Jordan said, and in accusing Rod Rosenstein of hiding things. You know, if that's what he believes, then that's what he should say, and let Rosenstein say, no, I'm not hiding anything. But he took out the part about what Strzok said to Lisa Page about we won't let him be president. Rosenstein turned red, started crying victim. I love seeing it. Yeah, well, Renee, probably wiped the smirk off his face. And I noticed when he was being asked questions, he did not look at the person asking him questions most of the time. He just looked down at the table. Because what I think what he was doing, he's just listening and then already thinking about how he's going to respond to that. Linda Sarsour doesn't even have to hide her radicalism anymore. She can spew anti-Semitic hatred and promote jihad right out in the open now. That's true, Gary. He knows the truth is known. He always does that, yes. Rehearsing talking points, yes. And again, you got this guy's been in the office of either the DOJ or an attorney general himself in a state for a very long time. He knows the game very well. And he always walks around. He's like a Barney Fife, in my opinion. He knows the truth is known. Let's see. Jordan said that because FBI Rosenstein did hide papers they asked for but later found. Right. Rosenstein was fidgeting with everything on his desk and, yes, looking down a lot. Yeah, that was the part about Strzok when Strzok said we won't let him be president. That was redacted in the very beginning. And then because they came out and said you need to give it to us and you're hiding it, that's when it came out. He's trying to remember the points his PR team told him to say. Let's see. She called for jihad against the president. It was on video, yet she walks among us. Exactly. How is that not a threat against the president of the United States? If you want to go and Secret Service talk to Madonna, when Madonna said she wants to blow up the White House, which she's a nut anyway, but you went and talked to her and you went and talked to Kathy Griffith, another nut, you should go and talk to Linda Sarsour just the same. You can't make threats against the president of the United States. And if you do, and there's a credible threat, you ought to be locked up. Let's see. UC Berkeley is preparing students for a possible ICE sweep of the campus, even though there's absolutely been no information from ICE that they have any intentions of going to UC Berkeley. It's just another way to get people revved up, another way to get the leftist agenda to the leftist college, and that's all it is. Beats me, it seems it is a different world for radicals. It is, Barbara. Berkeley is lost? Yes, they've been lost for a long time, Brandon. Absolutely have. But Berkeley, you know, that's where Milo tried to speak. That's where other people tried to speak. That is probably the most left-leaning college that we have. They want to get rid of ICE. We can change name to NICE. You know what I find is so nice, Jerry? That in California now, in certain places, certain areas, you see off to the side of the road, Border Patrol are sitting there in their patrol cars. Do you know how long it's been, Robert? I don't know if you're listening, but how long it's been since we've seen Border Patrol sitting on the side of the road and how nice that is? I remember a long time ago, I was in a mall and I saw Border Patrol walking around in the mall. Okay, Robert, I mean, do you see up in LA, are you seeing Border Patrol there? Because we're seeing it down here. And it's so nice. And they were walking around in the mall one time. This was a long time ago. And they were, checking to see who was there and checking and arresting people that weren't citizens. Berkeley University should be closed down. It should be, Gary. It never will be. But, I mean, it's great to see them. You don't see them there. Okay, so they're not in L.A. where most of the people are that they need to deport. Because that's a big area for people who are illegal to gather in the LA area. And of course you wouldn't see them there because the mayor wouldn't allow it. And Robert and everybody else, just so you know, there was, look, my dad employed a lot of Mexicans and he got raided twice by whatever they called them back then. It was the INS back then, Barbara. Of course not, but hopefully soon. Yep, Robert said, you don't see them, but they could be undercover, right? They could be, but Brandon, usually the Border Patrol isn't undercover. Somebody else might be, but Border Patrol typically not undercover. I was going to tell you there was a vote taken by another city near San Diego. Nobody reported on this. Yeah, I think ICE could be undercover. But Temecula, which is a smaller city in Riverside County, which is right next door to San Diego, they took a vote earlier this week, and they said they did not approve of sanctuary cities. They're going against SB 54, but they said they're not going to join the lawsuit. They don't feel that they need to, the lawsuit against California, because the sheriff in Riverside does not follow that law anyway. I think that was a mistake. I think they should have joined the lawsuit, because if that sheriff goes, then you're going to have the same fight all over again. But again, that wasn't reported. More, California cities continue to go against California and say, we don't want it. How many cities have rescinded the sanctuary cities? Brendan, I don't know the number. There's been a pretty good amount of cities. I would say 15 at least, somewhere around in there, maybe more. But I'd have to go check that out. And again, California doesn't report on that. We don't ever hear about that in the news locally at all. I keep asking who pays for the cell phones of those illegals. Yep. Are those cities more conservative? Trying to think. Some of them are, some of them are not. Like Huntington Beach, Los Alamitos, they're not really conservative. Temecula is more conservative. But when you get around LA, that's not conservative. Both GOP Florida governor candidates said no sanctuary cities in Florida. Good. And Brandon, I don't know if you're still here, but there's a North Carolina legislative candidate, GOP, Russell Walker. He came out the other day. Good morning, Nina. He came out the other day and said God is a racist and white supremacist, and the Jewish people are satanic. So immediately, the GOP withdrew their support from that nut. Also, how much in drugs do you sell to get $4,000 to $6,000 for the Coyotes? Exactly. I know. Yes. I know, Renee. Crazy. What about the Bill 2943 that would prohibit the sale of Bibles in California? Gary, it really doesn't. I mean, it could indirectly, but if you did that in California, that would absolutely be unconstitutional. It's against the freedom of religion. But people made it, it stretched it. It could potentially do that, but nobody said about they were going to do anything like that. Lee, I don't know if I said good morning to you. I think I did, but just in case I didn't, good morning. And if I didn't say good morning to somebody, if I missed you, please let me know. Hopefully I said good morning to everybody. Let's see also. Okay, California, I know. California Supreme Court threw out a lawsuit requiring the new models, what they're requiring on new models of semi-automatic. Wasn't it for paid counseling too? You said, okay, goodly. What they're trying to do in California for semi-automatic handguns, they want you to have an identifying information on every bullet. So in the event that somebody's shot, they'll know, I missed you. Aw, Molly, good morning. So that if somebody's shot and killed or whatever, they'll know where that bullet came from. So the California, I know, Marlene. Now, you have to know that right now, that's an impossibility. It's called, micro stamping. It isn't available right now. But that doesn't matter to the California Supreme Court. They said, we don't care. You got to do it anyway. Oh, wow, that's seriously disgusting. Yes, Nina. I think it's a violation of the Second Amendment, but they're not saying we're taking your guns away. They're saying we're taking your bullets away, which in effect is the same thing. Did they want them gone? I could identify mine as yours is still yours. Exactly, Renee. But it's California. Got to understand, they don't think past today. Okay, peel off stickers. Oh, Jerry. So, I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully they're going to appeal that. My mom's dad was nuts and put names of all his children on his bullets. Now, that's crazy. Scratch and sniff at that. Yeah, I know, Brandon. Lots of people make their own bullets. Yep. Marlene, it is violating the Second Amendment. Yep. So does that mean the bullets will cost more too? Oh, absolutely, Robert. Absolutely. You know that it will. And they don't care because they hope that the price would be so high you can't afford to get bullets. He was also a nutty Democrats judge. Who thinks of these rules? I want to see them. They're called Democrat leadership, Jerry. I mean, seriously, people like DeLeon, who wants to take Dianne Feinstein's place, people like that. Black market will develop, Brenda said. Yep. Buckets are already expensive. I mean, it's crazy. Let's stock up now. I don't think, yeah, bullets instead of buckets. I don't think we can't even buy bullets outside of California now, as I recall. I mean, there's so many crazy rules now I can't even remember. Control freaks, yeah. So only the elites will have money and can afford bullets. Yeah, but Nina, the elites won't have to worry because they have bodyguards. So it's the bodyguards that buy bullets that will have to worry. The elites won't. Elites will be just fine. California's always coming up with one more rule to take away guns. And again, I've heard people. I've been sitting outside a little, outside cafe area eating bows and arrows. That's right. Good point, Brandon. We may need that. That people say, oh, nobody's trying to take your guns away. People in California don't get it. Exactly. The elites will make sure they've got bullets. Yes. Nina. Well, another nut is, oh, I missed that one, Barbara. Let's see. Kim Jong-un ordered an army officer executed because he gave his soldiers more food. Difficult to keep up with all the rules. It is, Lee. Second Amendment, baby, Jerry said. Limiting the Second Amendment is just as bad. Yes. $1,000 a bullet. There you go, Gary. And no, don't think anybody's going to be disenfranchised. And asking you to show your identification when you're buying bullets, my gosh. We can't ask anybody for ID when we're voting. But if you're going to buy a bullet or a gun or whatever, we got to have your ID. There's a store about 30 miles away named Drugs and Guns. Seriously. Oh, my goodness. No, not good. I know, Nina. Not good at all. Now, also, President Trump, I'm not sure why, maybe just to get a feel for where Democrats are. God wants you to have a gun. Pick up your ammo. Well, God did tell people to protect themselves and take up the sword. But Rourke running against Cruz, he sounds like Maxine. Oh, good. Then maybe Cruz will be reelected very easily. Trump met with, well, that is insane execution. That's rough. Too much food. I know. But you got to understand, Pamela, that, people are starving over there in North Korea. Except Kim Jong-un and his ilk aren't. But I guess if you're giving more food to soldiers, that means that Kim's not doing a good job in feeding you, makes him look bad. Therefore, you need to be executed in North Korea. People can buy all the guns they want right off the street. Exactly, Gary. And they do. And they do. You're right. We need less fake Christians in America. Yeah, we do, Mark. And God did tell people to take up the sword. God had his own people destroy whole kingdoms. There you go, Nina. 3D printed guns are on the rise. And I think everything is going to be like that. Yeah, God didn't say throw down your weapons and, just become doormats and become slaves. I mean, did you read the Bible? It talks about pick up your sword, fight, defend. Yeah. Jesus would throw babies in cages. No, Mark, and neither did President Trump. So we'll see you. Unbelievable. Why do people do that on Friday? Apparently they didn't. You need to say. We are not commanded to only turn the other cheek. Yeah. Put on the armor of God. Yep. Unbelievable. I know, Robert. Too many illegal guns build a gun wall. Yeah, I know, Pamela. If only. If only. It's Friday. I know, Lee. They're coming out of the basement. Trolls. I know, Gary. Always coming in on a Friday. Which better on Friday than on Monday. Basement cleanup day. Yep. Absolutely. Freaky Friday. That's what I should start calling it instead of open option. We'll just call it Freaky Friday. Pamela, I know you're joking. I totally know you're joking. If I didn't think you were joking, Pamela, I would have blocked you. I have workers that believe that crap about the cages. They don't want to understand. Robert, because they want to join in. You know, it's kind of like, and I hate to say this, it's like somebody with a bad habit. Let's say, I'll leave it very benign, so if any liberals in here, they can't say, you're pinpointing me. Let's say somebody likes to eat chocolate, and they know they eat chocolate to the excess, right? So what they do is they try to get everybody else involved in eating chocolate, and everybody else that comes around them, letting them know that it's, yeah, James Woods Instablock. I love James Woods, Renee. Love him. But so they say to everybody, chocolate is good. You should eat more chocolate. Chocolate's great. And so everybody goes, oh, yeah. Everybody who likes chocolate, too. Yes, chocolate's great. And so they all get in there together. It's the same thing with the Democrats and what they're doing with that stupid foil blanket excuse or cages excuse or anything else. Everybody can jump on and they can all be united. So glad I caught you. I was excited when I saw it was just past 10. Thank you, Pet. Yeah, we only have a few more minutes left because we come on at 11 Eastern. You're a troll, Gary. You're just on the right side of things. I know you love chocolate, Danielle. So Danielle, now what you need to do is go out today and get everybody involved in standing with you for chocolate. I said that Pat is a bot. Fun Friday. Hey Nikolai, good to see you. I need to proofread not so great writing. It's okay. Fun Friday. Hey, Eric. Yeah, so, you know, this weekend, what is everybody going to do for this weekend? I like Freaky Friday. Yep, it's good. What's everybody going to do for this weekend? Anything planned? If you didn't see it on my timeline, we took Gracie to the ocean, probably her first time ever the other day seeing the ocean. She had her little cone on at the time, but she did well. Danielle's going to a reunion. Oh, that sounds good. Cleaning, yuck. Nina said. Cleaning out mother-in-law's home. Oh, that's sad, Marlene. Pick up T-bones for the 4th of July. Celebrate your birthday. Happy birthday, Teresa, for the 3rd. Let's see. I've seen a lot of Dem Party grassroots positions on job boards. They are preparing. Yep. Have you heard about top 5 SCOTUS picks list? I have. Cycling it out on the lakes with my dog. That's very nice. Oh, wait. No one talking about our POTUS in Arizona. Thank you. Flotus. Happy birthday. Yes. People wishing you happy birthday. Robin is relaxing at home. It's going to feel like 105 outside. Yuck. Max is going to be working. Sorry, Max. I'm going to counter protests for American families this weekend. Good. My granddaughter will be 16 on the 2nd. Aw, happy birthday. Happy birthday to all those people who are having birthdays this month and all of next month. Oh, of course, we'll forget it if you don't remind us every day. Or at least I will. Wow, Nina, where are you at? We're 110. My gosh, feels like 110. Gary's going to a barbecue. So nice, Gary. Going to watch politics, too. I always say America is celebrating my birthday. There you go, Teresa. Have a great weekend. You too, Lee. Yeah, hopefully we'll have a quiet Friday, quiet weekend. That would be nice. It's 105 in Texas. Not feel like it. Wow. Little Rock, we're under heat alarm or heat warning. Nina said, wow. What's the topic here? Nake. The topic was a lot of different things. I have to be like a stealth mode bomber at work. I know you do, Robert. You can't say who you really are. It's not going to be a quiet weekend. Okay, Amber, what do you know something we don't know? Have a good day and don't expect quiet. I know, Renee. May take jet skis to the lake also. That's very nice, Teresa. Be careful out there on the lake. Charles Ortel has been tweeting Clinton Foundation broken tax rules. Jerry, I mean, he should have read Jerome Corsi's book a long time ago. Partners in Crime. If you haven't read that book, it's excellent. Excellent book. MoveOn.org has 1 million rallies going on this weekend for family separation. Ugh. MoveOn.org is just biggest scam. Have a great weekend. See you next week, God willing. Thank you, Brandon. Good luck on that next interview. I'm thinking that maybe this one's the one for you. That would be great. All right, everybody, we have just a couple seconds left. If you don't mind, please retweet this. Have a great weekend. Maybe we'll get pictures for you. Goodbye, Jack. We'll see you next week. And if you want to see the little video I have of Gracie at the beach, thanks, Susan. So glad I caught you. I'm so glad you did too, Nina. Just go down my timeline. It may be a scroll a long way down, but it'll be good. If you want to see that, blessings, everyone. All right, God bless. Have a great weekend too, Robin. All right, we'll see you next week. Take care. Thanks, Barbara. I'm glad you saw it. All right, thank you, everybody on YouTube. We will see you next week. Have a great weekend. God bless.